before, you're in for a treat, because Australia are the best example of how to play after winning that gold medal, performing incredibly for the last 16 months. They are a fantastic team. They've got power on the edges, they're fit, they're fast, they're everything you want them to be.
Good afternoon to you, catching Fox Sports coverage, and to you as well, watching on around the world via the World Rugby stream of Day 1 action out of Sydney. At long last, the Aussie women's side get to have their friends and family on deck to watch them do their thing in the flesh. Great moment for everyone involved.
I can't believe I'm going to say this to you, Sean, but did you know that no team has won their home tournament on the Women's World Series?
Now into its fourth year, and that may change this weekend, because we are looking at the pre-tournament favourites right there in shot, Mahalia Murphy. She is a powerhouse in the number 4 jersey for Australia, one of their strongest runners. Rebecca Mahoney, our referee for this one. There are stars littered throughout the Aussie side.
Well, the referee played rugby for New Zealand as well at first 5, so she knows her stuff.
And she's going to have the best seat in the house up close watching Australia. Ellia Green back from injury. What can she produce here against Brazil? Let's find out. As Beret steadies and gets us off and running, just stabs it low, and it's going to sit up beautifully, Brazil. So they do nicely from the kickoff to claim possession, and now falls in the hands of Santini, the little pocket rocket, one of the smallest players on the series, and always asking questions of the defence. She goes right, left, and now finds some room on the outside for Silva. Silva goes back to Santini. Nice tackling from Australia, put that threat to rest for the moment. It was Williams making the tackle. Now Green flies in, and they force a penalty.
Shani Williams, how about that? She made the tackle and then used her power, her strength to blow through that ruck as well and force that turnover. Here she is cutting Cocaine in half, just like that. Then gets up and drives through.
Here's Kaslik, and she turns it beautifully to Lita, who gets past a couple of defenders. There's a strong run from Vani Polite. However, she's bitten off a little too much and gets pinged for not releasing.
I think Ellia Green had to get lower and get in harder on Polite there. It's a great steal from the Brazilians.
So she missed the opening tournament of the series in Dubai. Vani Polite, gold medal winner in Rio, and her first touch of the ball, a good one for Australia, but Brazil up to it, and they shut that down and now get a chance at the line-out. They can't find the target though, and Fredericks fires it to Polite, who in turn goes across to Sykes, looking for Murphy, who bumps past one and then is wrapped up just shy of the 22. Fredericks now across to Williams, who slides across the park. Kaslik across to Green. Ellia Green. Ellia Green goes in for Australia. We've missed her in recent times, but Green says, I'm back.
Green machine indeed. Wonderful, wasn't it? Because firstly, Charlotte Kaslik, one of the shortest players on the paddock, stole it at the line out, and they moved it all the way to the left-hand side of the field. And then on the right here, it was the execution of the passes, running onto the ball, and then this young lady at the end, when she's got a little bit of space, you can't stop her.
That must have felt like a ton of real estate for the Brazilian cover defence to try and cover off with Green at full tilt on the outside. Like you say, Mel Robinson, there is just no way of stopping the woman who is regarded as the quickest on the series, Ellia Green.
And the wonderful thing about the Kaslik pass too was that she straightened up and gave her that room to move.
The Aussies strike first. There's the restart from Sykes, and it's right on the money. Slapped back by Murphy. It's going to get scrappy. In fact, it's going to be a penalty against Australia for an early tackle on Brazil. the Aussie defence there for Brazil, and now they are going to go deep to try and move it up the field, but the defence is good from Sykes, and she swarms in and makes the tackle, and shot over the top from Australia as well, and they get the turnover. They force a penalty. That's Haslick in there, now tapping and going on quickly, finds Williams, who has Vani Pelite on the switch, who goes back to Kaslik. The quick tap, the quick passing from Kaslik got it started, and she's the one to finish it off, the best player in the world.
We see this a lot with Australia. It's a wonderful move that they pull off an open play. They do the switchback. We have a watch here. Williams drags the defence over. There's a switch, and then she puts the one extra pass back on that inside lane, and it was Kaslik this time. There's always a hole there, and they manipulate the defence perfectly. She's got 2 turnovers herself, and now a lovely try, Kaslik.
Just seeing the early touches there of Vani Pelite as well. I think it's fair to say the Aussies missed her in Dubai back in December last year, but just showing there her class. Pelite helping the link with Kaslik for Australia's second. They lead by 12. 2 minutes to run until the break. Slot back from Brazil. It's Messi, and Williams will pin them down. 15th in their line. It's back now for the Brazilians. Santini's in there, and again this yellow, gold and green wall marches up the field. Murphy with a big tackle. Grubber ahead's not too bad. Is he going to sit up here for Silva, who grubbers ahead again, and now Fredericks gets back. This is amazing for Brazil. Can she grubber it and go the whole way? You betcha she can. Silva has socketed her way down the SFS and scored a remarkable try.
Like I'm told by the coach of Brazil, that the only sport that young girls really play in Brazil is soccer, and usually in a social way, but this here was a beautiful example of how soccer meet rugby sevens, and Silva, still a teenager, with that beautiful speed, accuracy and class, went over.
That takes some doing from Silva. That is a wonderful try. The extra 2 are good, and the margin is back to 5 with under a minute to run in the first half. Again, Brazil go low and flat with a restart. It goes the 10, and then he's knocked on by Williams. So Brazil get a chance to attack again. They go to the short side, looking to free up the runner, and they've just caught the chalk. So Australia hold strong on that occasion. Now Kaslik trying to find Williams, and eventually it will go into touch. No damage done, though. It is half-time in this Pool B game between Australia and Brazil, and the score at the break is 12-7 in favour of the Aussies. So Tim Walsh just having a word with his side, and this is a feature of the Seventh Circuit, always getting up close at half-time, and let's get our ears across what Tim Walsh has to say. HSBC Women's World Series, Chloe Dalton onto the field. Play restarted in this Pool B game between Brazil and Australia, and the Aussies do nicely there to hustle the Brazilians into making a mistake, and they'll feed the scrum.
Well, they've brought Chloe Dalton on. They've got Quirk on now, so this is more or less their gold medal winning team just about.
Tiana Penatani as well onto the field. Number 3 jersey.
outside, up, both. Crouch. Line. Sit.
This time round, it's all good from both four packs. Now, Quirk goes across to Williams in the midfield. In turn, goes on to Murphy, just throws that strong fend out now, pops back in field. Good work in support from the Aussies, and a chance to shift it left here with Penatani lurking wide and left, and now into the arms of Penatani. Penatani sets off after the line, and in the process tries to feed the ball back in field, and it goes forward out of the hands.
First infringement, knock on.
Yeah, it's something we don't see often. But look at Murphy. Isn't she offering a lot on the edge there? So strong. Combined with Williams, they've got a big midfield out there, Australia. And then Tari at the end, just a little bit of a mistake.
Line. Sit. Stay up.
Brazil forced to do it from behind their own try line. Dalton goes in and makes the stop shot. 5 out. And again, they flood. Really looking to keep them locked and tucked away in this corner of the field. They've forced a turnover. Penatani goes in. They get set, the Aussies. Long ball there from Quirk. Immediately they create space on the outside. The passing was beautiful from Quirk to get that started, and it's Murphy with her first try in Sydney.
I want to see more of this young lady in exactly that position at the end of the line. Let's have a look at, firstly, the Brazilian player coming through. There's a bit of angst there because Australia want more tries, and then good execution. It was the Quirk pass, wasn't it? It was a good wide one. Not perfect to Dalton, but she managed to recoup and get it to this young lady who basically steamrolled over the top of Araujo.
Murphy, she's always looking for contact. I know that's kind of the opposite of what you want to be doing in sevens, but when she gets ball in hand, that woman is almost unstoppable. Mahalia Murphy.
Just another fine, but Tim Welsh has rolled out into this Australian machine.
We get to see Shannon Parry or Emily Cherry Figure. Just saving their legs for the moment. Williams gets it back for Quirk and just catches the tips of her fingers and goes forward, so Brazil will feed the scrum.
Yeah, Brazil are not able to take set piece like a kickoff cleanly at this point. It's those kind of basics you need to get right, because I think the statistic is 80% possession from kickoff, or 80% of the time it ends up in a try, so it's such a crucial area of the game to get right.
Keep going.
Quirk rips it back and taps and goes, and on the switch, the Aussies get it wrong.
Advantage over.
Nothing doing on this near side for Brazil. Dalton gets a shoulder on and puts the runner down. Rushing up goes Penatani. Now she comes back and gets her opposite on the second go, and it's hard going for Brazil at the moment, and a little knock there will gift possession back to Australia with a perfect shot with 2 minutes to run.
Of course, the Brazilians made the mistake, but the defence from Tiana Penatani was excellent, because Brazil had a line-up 2 extra players on that left-hand side. If they had got that ball away, there would have been all kinds of trouble for Australia. She stopped it just like that.
Crouch. Line. Sit. Stay nice.
Sides feeds, they go to the short side. Quirk now switching with Williams, who manages to get the pass away. Back inside is Dalton. Defence from Brazil to put Dalton down. Murphy again, Murphy on the late cut. Murphy goes through. You're not stopping Mahalia Murphy. Not at full tilt. And she slides in and has 2 tries.
How about the change of direction? How about the balance on her feet? She might be a power player, but gee, she can move. As we have a look again, watch. Fredericks took it across. Murphy waited to the right moment, hit back perfectly and hit the hole. See that defence just chased over and she just hit space brilliantly.
That is bread and butter for Chloe Dalton, and she whips through the extra 2, making the score 24 points to 7 in favour of Australia over Brazil, with around 20 seconds to run.
I'd say Australia will look back at this game and say, yeah, it wasn't perfect, but one thing you can say is that Murphy is certainly putting her hand up to be starting in every of the top games moving forward.
Full-time siren goes, and Brazil looking to finish with a try to lift their spirits ahead of their remaining games in Pool B. It's been hard work outside of the incredible try scored by Bianca Silva. Kokan. On the call against Australia, and now that advantage is gone, so looking to make it count here. Murphy, she's been scoring tries and putting on some big tackles as well. Murphy, best player for her side in this one. Just no way through. Go back towards Murphy again. That's high from Quirk. That'll be a yellow card, no doubt. And it'll be 7-on-6 for the remaining injury time.
Time on.
There is Ishibashi. Just probing, looking for a way through. No way through. Chloe Dalton. She gets a huge shot in. Give up another penalty, Australia. That a nice fend coming from Brazil, and eventually it's going to go forward, and that will bring an end